You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County, Monday through Wednesday at 10 a.m. and Thursday at 11 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians around the world, and all of you around the world listen to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. A little bit cloudy, not much. 60 degrees going up to a high of 75. So we're going to have a beautiful day. Listen, this is Memorial Day weekend. I totally forgot. It was Memorial Day weekend until someone had to bring it to my attention that, are you broadcasting on Monday? I'm like, yo, what's Monday? It's like, it's Memorial Day. It's like, y'all know I don't take no days off. The only day I took off was my birthday. And I really had trouble doing that. But anyway, it's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. Today is Thursday, May the 21st. Got a guest for y'all today. I got a guest at the table today, y'all. I know I had a great guest last week. I talked to Mr. Joe Allen, who is the executive director of the Gwinnett Place CID organization. So that was a good interview. If you missed that interview, be sure to go to Good Morning Gwinnett and listen to it last Thursday. He talked a lot about, if you're a business owner in Gwinnett County in the Gwinnett Place Mall area, they're there to help you, build your business and take care of everything around the businesses there. So check out that interview from last week. It was a really good interview, one of my best actually, and find out what Joe has to say and how you guys can get involved, because he also shared information about if you are in that area, you run a business, a commercial business there, or if you own commercial properties there, you can become a member of the Gwinnett Place CID. All right, so listen, I got a great guest, so I won't talk too much this day. Also, y'all, listen, remember what I said. This show is going live video next month. I'm so excited about that, so stay tuned for that. Instead of you just hearing me on the podcast, you're going to be able to see me. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you'll be able to see me live stream. We're going to be live streaming on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. A lot of people don't even know that Android makes TVs. Android makes TVs. Here's why. A lot of the TVs that you purchase already are Android TVs, and you don't know that. So you got smart apps on these TVs. They're smart televisions. So we're going to be on Roku. We're going to be on Apple TV. We're going to be on Fire TV, Amazon Fire TV, and we're going to be on Android TVs and your mobile app. So we're going to go live next month. It's going to be in studio. It's going to be kind of cool. So just keep that in mind and make sure you tune in and stay locked into us, because we got great things coming. All right, I ain't gonna keep going because I got a great guest here today, but let's go ahead and kick off our horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen for today, Thursday, May the 21st. All right, we're gonna kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Social gatherings will be conducive to meeting new potential mates. Compromise if you wish to have any fun at all. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. That's right, baby. A bird in the hand, you need to have that bird in the hand. Don't count it before it hatches. You could make some new potential mates here, though. It sounds nice, right? Go out. Okay, socialize. But socialize, with some good sense. Put your mask on. I don't know how sexy that is, but put your mask on. Thanks. Better safe than sexy. Taurus. Be courteous if you wish to avoid major delays. Don't avoid situations that may deteriorate. Try to mend them. Try to make amends by planning a nice dinner for two. A nice dinner for two is always nice. Always. Especially if you got crabs in it. I love crabs. Y'all know I do. Gemini. You've been hurt before and could be again if you don't play your hand right. All right. Changes will not be as easy for the youngsters involved. Put your efforts into physical fitness programs or competitive sports. Yeah, I like that part. I need to do the same thing, Jim, and I need to join you in that physical fitness. Don't know exactly what that is yet. We bought these, we got these really big, like the little tennis rackets that the little kids play with. We got these really big ones. Like the little thing is huge. And so every weekend, my husband and I said, we're going to go out in the backyard and we're going to play. We never do. We suck, I know. Cancer. False information for someone trying to start problems is likely. Exercise your talents and present your ideas to groups you think you can contribute to. Have a heart-to-heart talk with family and find out what the problems are. Listen, the problems are you probably been sheltered in too long with too many people. If you're like me, yeah, that's the problem. But you got to stay safe. Leo. You need to look into some private matters before you can proceed with your plans. You may want to pull out some of those unfinished projects you've got tucked away. Yeah, me too. I did one decoupage plate. I was so excited. That was my creativity coming out. But I only did one. I got like 11 left. Yeah, that it's tucked away. Make alternate plans just in case you need to make a career shift. Ooh, we're going to talk about some career shifting today on this show because my guest made a huge career shift, but he's doing something so exciting, so I'm so happy to have him. Virgo, you will encounter individuals who can help you further your goals. That's nice. Don't let your emotional partner upset you today. Pamper yourself because you deserve it. Listen, Virgo, show yourself some love today, baby. You deserve it. We all do. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thiason. You'll listen to the Good Morning Gwinnett show. Stay tuned.
I can see you looking at me. Yeah, my eyes are open wide. So you want me to set you free? Take a walk with me outside. Tell me everything about you. Yeah, 'cause I really wanna know. You can ride with me forever. Yeah, anywhere you wanna go. Night is over the park and a few bright stars. I give you the moon and my all is yours. Don't hesitate, just give me your all. Just give me your all. So let's fly into a dream I won't deny. I'll show when let's go for gold. Let's go for gold. If we ever was lost before, now we finally found our way. Our love is stronger than anything. We will make our own way. Night is over the park and a few bright stars. I give you the moon and my all is yours. Don't hesitate, just give me your all. Just give me your all. So let's fly into a dream I won't deny. I'll show when let's go for gold. Yeah, let's go for gold. So let's fly into a dream I won't deny. I'll show when let's go for gold. Yeah, let's go for gold.
Welcome back. It's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thiason. We're gonna pick it up with Libra. You can easily impress others with your generous nature. You have a hidden adversary who would love to prove you wrong. You can make changes that will enhance your appearance. Okay, somebody's always out there trying to prove you wrong. Listen, I was looking at a Joe Rogan, so let me just tell y'all this real quick. Podcasting, oh my God. So Joe Rogan is a podcaster, y'all. And Joe Rogan has one of the most successful podcasts out there. Well, he just signed a deal with freaking Spotify for a podcast for $100 million. Oh, will you let her get that deal? But anyway, I was looking at this video yesterday of him, and he was interviewing this guy, and the guy just wanted to just cause problems, right? He made him look like a straight fool. Anyway, go back and check it out. Go check out Joe Rogan's channel over on YouTube, and you'll see some good stuff there. That was a good interview. Anyway, you got some adversaries out there, Libra, just waiting to prove you wrong. Make them look crazy. That's what Joe did. I was like, oh, and that was my first time watching one of his videos, and I watched it because I read that article about him signing a $100 million deal with Spotify for his podcast. Podcast? Yes, that's why I'm doing this thing, because I love it, but it's got great potential. Scorpio, be careful not to show your temper when dealing with the boss. You could be fired. I said that. Michael didn't say that. Abrupt changes concerning your professional position are evident. Real estate investments will be extremely profitable in the long run. If you're looking for some right now money in real estate, not now. It's not yet. Not now. In the long run. And before you get fired, your real estate investment is going to kick off in the long run. So watch what you say. You don't want to get fired. Unless you're trying to start a business. We're going to talk about that shortly. Sagittarius, don't be afraid to say what's on your mind. You will want to complain about the injustice that is going on. You may not have the same ideas when it comes to what you both enjoy. Oh, that's tough right there, baby. That is rough. When you on one page and they're on another page and y'all don't have the same ideas. Ooh, that's tough. Trust me, I know. Capricorn, you may find that purchases or entertainment could be expensive unless you like a good beer. We're going to talk about that shortly. Exercise discipline when it comes to controlling bad habits. Ooh, that could be there too. Nah. Keep a lookout for any individuals eager to confront you with unsavory situations. Listen here. Watch out for them. They're out there all day long and every day on Sunday. Listen, everybody got a deal. Watch out for the deal. Unsavory folks are out there. Just in case you don't know, they're out there. Aquarius, someone you work with may be trying to make you look bad. Yeah, you should tie up loose ends today. Do what's best for the people you love most. Always. Always, Aquarius. Do what's best for the people you love the most. And my fellow fish Pisces, uncertainties about your home may cause tension. That don't sound good for us, fish. Use your innovative mind to surprise youngsters. Your lack of responsibility and attention has been a key issue in your relationship. Now that's not me. They call me a black Jew, so that's not me, fish. I don't know about y'all. So you might want to check that out. That's not me. I'm highly responsible. So I don't know about my other fish friends out there, but check yourself. All right, listen, guys, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again because you know today is Thursday. I'll be back on Monday. Yes, it's Labor Day, but I will be here to give you your horoscopes and your news about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. But now, let's get on to this interview I've been waiting for. So today, my guest is Mr. John Reynolds. He is one of the founders of I have to say this slow because I always mess it up. Slow Pour Brewing. Something about saying brewing that messes me up. Now, I've talked about these guys before, and they probably don't even know, but I've talked about them before. I'm so happy to have John as my guest today because I want him to share with us how he came up with this great idea. And he's right here in Lawrenceville, which was where I live at. So welcome to the show, John.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem at all. So I talked about you guys last year when, I don't know, you did something. It was something you did. I don't know, was it a beer festival or something? But I was like, man, that's pretty cool. I got to go down there and check them out. Now, here's the thing. I'm a workaholic, so I don't get out very often. But that's going to change this year. I keep saying that every year, but it's really going to change this year. So John, you were born right here in Atlanta, Georgia. How long were you always living in Gwinnett County?
I was born in Atlanta, and I lived in Conyers until I was in second grade. And then moved from there. Spent a little bit of time when my grandmother passed away. We lived with my grandfather in Roswell, and then moved from there to Lawrenceville. And I lived off Lawrenceville Swanee Road in Swanee, and from second grade all the way up through high school. I went to North Gwinnett High School, and then Collinsville High School was built, and I was a part of the first full graduating class at Collinsville High School in '97.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, I heard yesterday that we have 13,000 graduating seniors in Gwinnett County. That is a lot of kids.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. I've got my fair share. I contributed 4, so at various levels in schools right now, so I can believe it.
How many girls and boys do you have, and what are their ages?
I've got 2 of each.
Oh wow, nice.
So my oldest just finished her freshman year at Tequila High School, and then I've got 2 at Tequila Middle School. One is a 8th grader, and one was a 6th grader, and then I've got one who just finished 3rd grade at Little Mulberry.
Now, I got to tell you something. I got to tell you a quick story. So, I was born in Albany, Georgia, but I was raised in Jersey. And so, I've been back in Georgia almost 7 years now. Next month, it'll be 7 years. So, when I came to Georgia and I saw Tequila, you know, I love vampire movies. So, I said Dacula, right? And so, I was quickly corrected. It is not Dacula. So, then I started saying Tequila. Yeah. And then I was corrected again. I was told it's Tequila. And I was like, well, okay, I'm going to say Tequila. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Tequila. Right. I heard you say Tequila. I'm saying myself, he's saying Tequila. Like, so I'm saying Tequila. Like, I don't like Tequila. I'm going to say Tequila. So I'm with you now. I like that. Someone says it like me, and I'm okay with that. That's cool. So now you went to UGA, so I'm assuming you're a Bulldog fan.
I was kind of brought up in the Georgia Tech culture, and then ended up trading jerseys and going to UGA.
Did you play any sports?
I played football in high school up until my junior year, and then I hung that up. I just wanted to enjoy my senior year. Plus, I wasn't real good. I didn't see a lot of the field, so I was like, I'll leave that for somebody else.
Okay, gotcha. So you graduated from UGA with a bachelor's in business administration, but you also have a background in IT. So tell us about, because I know you spent 15 years in IT, but then you made this huge leap into become a master brewer. So let's talk about that. How did you make that leap like that? Because for some people, I know leaving corporate America is pretty scary. So how was that for you to make the leap, like straight out of corporate America into entrepreneurship? Because that's not an easy place to go.
It's not. You know, especially when you have a family and you're worried about that. And you know, I've always played it really. I guess for most of my career, I played it really, really the safe route. You know, went to UGA as you mentioned, and then I went into IT. I worked as a workstation administrator over off of Horizon Drive in Swanee for a few years, and then from that, I got my feet into software development. I worked in quality assurance and kind of worked my way up from inside of quality assurance into management, and went that route. And I worked for a few different companies with that. One of the ones that maybe some of your listeners would have heard of is McKesson.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a Fortune 15 company with employees all over the world. But when you do that, you become a number, you know, with a company that's large. I'm just one of thousands and thousands of employees that work at a company like that. And so I found satisfaction in managing people and helping them get to where they wanted in their career. But I wasn't getting any further in my career. I wasn't getting to where I wanted to go. And I wasn't sure what that was, but I was experimenting with different things creatively. What gave me a creative outlet that I really enjoyed the most was brewing. So I started brewing in my front yard and did that for about 6 years. My brother-in-law, Marty, who's my business partner, he gave me a homebrew kit for Christmas one year. And I just played with that for years and years, and there's so much tweaking and so many avenues to get better that it's really limitless. So just when you think you've perfected something, there's a million other things that you could do to play with it and experiment and get better. So it was always a challenge, never-ending challenge for me, something I really enjoyed. And through that, I started talking with my brother-in-law, who he's an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
So me my job was to mitigate risk within any software application that I was working on. So I'm very risk adverse just by my background and where I came from.
Mm-hmm.
But he's the entrepreneur at heart, and he's a dentist, and he has a dental practice, and then he has a coffee company. And so I was talking to him, and I'm just like, Gwinnett County, we've been this black hole for craft beer for years and years and years and years. And I was like, man, I don't understand how we don't have our own craft brewery. It just doesn't make sense. So through that discussion, we identified a market, and we said, he said, let's talk about opening a craft brewery. Let's look into it. So that was 2015.
Mm-hmm.
We started looking into it and working on the project, and then I was still working corporate at that time, and he found us a building and bought us a building, and I got laid off from McKesson. And they do that every year. There'd be a big layoff where a bunch of people would move out, and as my last act was in management, as I promoted someone else into management, and then that was the day I got my walk-in papers, which was fine. I was excited that I had this opportunity on the horizon, and it was something that I felt like pushed me into where I needed to go. If I was going to go into this business, I needed to jump in with both feet. I couldn't have one foot in corporate and one foot into starting my own business. I needed to commit. So that was something that pushed me out, having both feet into this business.
There was a time when I started my first business. Well, I call it my first real business because I was working at Prudential, and then I was working at Verizon. And but when I moved to Verizon, and it sounds very similar, but here's what happened to me, and I'm going to go back to you, but I just want to share this because I was working at Verizon, and Verizon went on strike June 1999. And when they went on strike, I never went back. And so I've been an entrepreneur for 23 years. And I went back to work one time when I was getting ready to get married because I wanted to have this really big wedding. So I decided I was going to get a job so I could make sure I had enough money to run the business and have this really big wedding. And I worked probably about 3 months, like, oh, forget this crap. We're going to have a really small wedding because I was like, by that time, I had been bit by the bug and I was totally unemployable. So that was no chance of that happening. But Verizon went on strike. It was I think it was June 14th, 1999. When they went on strike, I was like, yeah, I'm not going back. And people thought I had lost my mind because I literally had no money. I had bad credit, but I had this big dream, and I was like, I'm going straight into the dream, and that's what I did. And I've been doing it for 23 years. So I understand that, like, when you get the itch to leave, gotta make a way. Like, you ain't even got to make the way. He's going to open the door because sometimes we got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He wants you to be all in, so he'll make the way for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations on that. I mean, I heard somebody talking about retirement and what retirement is. There was 3 definitions that were given. One is that you reduce your economic footprint to the standpoint where you have no need for additional money coming in. Mm-hmm. 2 is you make so much money that your financial future is secure in that, and you can maintain your lifestyle and continue to move on. And the 3rd is that you're continuing to work, but you're doing something that you enjoy so much that it's not even like you're working. Mm-hmm. It's something you would choose to do anyway. So ever since I stopped working corporate, I feel like I've been retired. I'm doing something that I enjoy so much that every day is so rewarding that it's something I would choose to do anyway. So congratulations to you, because it sounds like you're doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, and I tell people all the time, like, no, it has not been easy, not by any stretch of the imagination, but here's what it has given me. It has given me the freedom to move about. My mom had breast cancer like twice, and I was able to, yeah, I was able to go to treatment with her. And when she had to go to radiation, we had to go for 33 straight days. So had I been on a job, nobody would have let me do that, you know. But because I had my own thing going on, I was able to do that. I was able to go to my kids' school. My daughter, I have one daughter, all her little school plays and recitals. So it has its ups and it has its downs. But if you get past the downs, everything else is like a dream. I moved back to Georgia and I'm so happy about that. And I'm just loving this whole thing. You know, you have look like a great team of people here. But before I get to your team, I got a couple questions because you said you were brewing in your yard for 6 years. Now, when you were brewing in the yard, were you able to sell the beer from the yard, or how did that work? Was it just like a hobby and there was no sales going on at that point?
Yeah, no, there was no sales. I wouldn't legally been allowed to sell anything, but I like to brew a lot, and my brew system, I brew about 10 gallons at a time, which for one person, or for me and my wife, that's a lot of beer. It takes you some time to get through that. So I would brew beer, and then I would bottle some and give it away to family and friends, and get their feedback and see what they enjoyed about it and what they didn't enjoy about it, and try to tweak different things. So that's kind of how I was able to move it. But yeah.
So fast forward to the day. Now you guys have the brewery. And how was that process going into the brewery? Because I know that there's licenses that you have to have. I don't know what a beer license is, but in Jersey, just to get it's like $300,000 for a beer license. Like you can't even. When I left Jersey, they were telling me you really couldn't really buy a beer license or a liquor license at that point because it's so expensive. And then when I moved here, I think I heard something like $3,000. I was like, what? So is it certain licensing that you need to brew and certain licensing that you need to sell?
Yeah, so, you know, obviously we had to have our business license, and then there's your alcohol license, and there's a federal brewer's license, and there was all of those things that we had to get.
Mm-hmm.
Those were all, you know, they're not insanely expensive, but, you know, it's not a drop in the bucket. But the bigger thing for us was that no one had ever done this before. No one had ever started a brewery in Gwinnett County. Like, there was another one that was in the works in Duluth,
Mm-hmm.
opened up shortly after we did, Good Word Brewing Company,
Mm-hmm.
and Brew Pub. But there was for Lawrenceville, there was no precedent, so there was a lot of legal work that we had to get going. So we worked with Jody Campbell in the city of Lawrenceville to lay the groundwork for being able to open a brewery in Lawrenceville. So that was, I think that was the bigger financial entrance into getting into starting a brewery. But I don't know exactly what we spent on all of that. But that was the bigger hurdle than the licensing was to get started.
So you were like the pioneers in Gwinnett County. I could see y'all writing a book called The Brew Boys, like, because it's like six guys. So, and by the way, why are there no girls in this picture? Like, I'm on the website. Where the women?
So we do have a woman in our leadership team.
Okay.
We don't have her. We haven't updated the website yet, but her name is Megan.
Okay.
She is she's the sister of Marty, my business partner. So yeah, we have a lot of women working at Slow Pour that contribute in a lot of different ways, and it's really awesome.
Okay. All right, cool. I was going to say, because I was like, but I can see y'all doing something called, because I know Brian is like in the film, so he might want to put together a nice little documentary for y'all called The Brew Boys, you know, since y'all kind of pioneered Gwinnett. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
So now you're up and running, and you have everything set up. And I was down there last Saturday. I drove by because I wanted to, you know, see the location. Now I reached out to someone on Facebook. I was like, listen, because here's my thought. I know you got like these limited edition beers. I was like, so let me back up a second. So you said Marty has a coffee company, right? I wish I had known that because I just added coffee. I'm always looking for verticals to add to my show. And so because I'm going to be on TV soon, I was like, I need to have something to sell, right? So I said, why not coffee? It's a good morning show. Maybe I'll do coffee. So I just launched a coffee called Good Morning Gwinnett Sunrise, and it's a butter rum coffee. And I thought about a beer, so I reached out to your Facebook page, and I was like, hey, I'm trying to figure out, do you guys do private labeling? Do you do custom orders? Like, I need a breakfast beer, but I didn't get a hit back on that. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. So I want to talk about that a little bit. So you got limited edition. Do you do private labeling for people, or do you do custom orders for people? Because I think about, as a business owner, always looking for an edge for my business. I imagine that people may come to you and ask you that question. If not, I'm definitely asking.
Yeah, we've had several people reach out about that, but our production side is comparatively to when you think of beer and you think of some of the places in Georgia that you think of versus like a Sweetwater and Creature Comforts and Scofflaw and some of these guys, and they have much bigger production facility than we do. We just have a small 10-barrel brew house, and a barrel of beer. When I talk about a barrel, it's 31 gallons.
Mm-hmm.
Is what equates to one barrel. So when we brew, we're brewing around 310 gallons of beer at a time versus some breweries that will have a 50-barrel brew house, and some of these really large production breweries that are set up here in the state. So for us, we are just running our own product all the time. Our brewers are always brewing into the tanks that we have and trying to keep our beer on tap at local bars, restaurants, package stores, convenience stores, and that kind of a thing, and trying to grow the business that way. We've not had, not that we wouldn't look at that at some point, but at this point, with the growth of the company, that's where we're focusing our time and energy.
Okay, so there still may be a co-branded opportunity out here, so I'm going to keep that on the back of my mind. A co-branded one. Okay, cool. So now, how do you determine, how do you work with the guys? Because it's a nice group of guys. I know a bunch of chicks. I don't think they would work together so well. How is it working with 6 different guys? Because we got these attitude things going on. How is it working with your fellas?
It's great. We've been really, really lucky and really blessed to have the people that work for us. When we first started, we're coming up on our 3-year anniversary in September. So when we first started and opened our doors, it was just me. I was the only one, only slow pour, quote unquote, employee, I guess you would say. And since that time, we've added 3 people in sales and distribution that go out and hit the market with Adam and Sammer and Bill, and they're all really, really talented guys and really know how to develop and build relationships with our accounts and make sure that they have what they need. And then on the brewing side, I've backed out of that now and kind of oversee the organization as a whole. And we've added Matt LaMattina, who's come in and taken over the brewing program. He's the head brewer for us and does an amazing job with recipe development and quality assurance and the products that we're putting out in the market. And then we have Ryan Silva, who came to us from 3 Taverns and is starting his brewery. He and Josh Miller are starting a brewery, Outrun Brewing Company in Stone Mountain, which we believe will open July 4th is the target.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dave Ward also works in the back and is part of that brewing program. The research and development side of that and what they've done is truly amazing. They're really doing some really cool stuff. So I'm really excited about that. And then Nate is our tap room manager, and he came to us from Duluth High School, where he was the band director.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going full time with us now and is managing the tasting room, and he does all of the events. So if anyone wants to have an event at Slow Pour, to reach out to Nate at slowpourbrewing.com, and he does all of that, manages the food
Okay. So now you say you're partnering with the company out of Stone Mountain. Let's talk about competition. Because when I think about you guys and I think about other breweries, I don't feel like it's competition. I feel more like it's a community. And I could be wrong, but when I've done my research, when I looked into like the whole craft beer experience, I saw it was just like more of a community versus competition. Is that the case, or am I off on that?
No, you're absolutely right. We don't view each other as competition. It's we view the macro beers more as the competition. When you go in somewhere, we would want to see a craft beer on tap rather than the big brands, the Coors, the Busch, the Millers, the Bud, all of that stuff. So that's really they're so huge. They have such a huge percentage of the market that there's room for these all of us to be in market on the craft brew side. So so everyone's really helpful and really generous with sharing information. And hey, I have this problem. Have you ever seen this before? And so that sharing of information is really, really awesome and neat to be a part of.
That sound like podcasting. That's how we learn podcasting. Like, it's such a tight community. It's like it's probably 1 million people now that podcast. Last year when I had to do a talk last year on podcasting. I was a speaker. It was 775,000. I spoke at Podfest this past March. It had got up to 950,000. I'm sure now we're probably right over 1 million because it's and I'm sure after they read about Joe Rogan getting that $100 million deal, there's gonna be a whole lot more people podcasting. But it's the same kind of. We don't look at it as competition. We look at a Spotify like competition. And Spotify and Pandora, they're just kind of getting in the game, but that's our competition because they can kind of come and wipe us out. So it's the same kind of situation like I've been podcasting since 2008, but full time as a business since 2018. So we're like you, like we are a community of people, and we share information. We got all these groups on Facebook to help you move your podcast to the next level. That's why I'm always adding verticals to mine because I just feel like I love this space just like you. Now let me ask you about that because you went from being the brewer to now just the overseer. Do you kind of feel like you're missing out a little bit because you don't actually have a hands on the actual product?
No, because when I was in corporate, that's what I loved to do. Is I loved the management aspect. I loved helping people get to where they want to be. So what I've told my team, and I continue to tell my team, and we're more like a family, but is if there's something that you want to do that I'm doing right now, I'll teach it to you. I'll back out of that because there's always something else I can find to go do myself, and I don't want to hamper anyone's personal growth and development. So if there's something that you want to learn about within the company, we're not going to push people down. We want to pull everybody up. And as much as we can pull everybody up and sharpen their skills and get them to where they want to go, that's going to increase job satisfaction for them. And that's going to increase every day they come in and they leave, they're going to feel like, man, I love what I do and this is great. If I push them off of that, then they're going to leave, and eventually they'll leave Slow Pour, and so there's a higher job turnover, and I'm going to constantly be training people and losing money with training and all of that. So I've always really believed in giving people as much rope as they want to take. I'll give it to you, and let's figure out a way for you to become more successful at something. That if there's an opportunity in what we're doing, and you say, hey, I would really love to go and attack this, and you don't know how to do it, well, let's look for opportunities for training, and let's look for opportunities for you to grow that skill set. And maybe there's a job that is born out of that we don't even know we need at this moment, and there's a lot of value add to that in the long run. So that may have been a really long-winded answer to that. But
no, that was actually a really good answer because as I'm listening to you, I'm saying to myself, man, he's creating a great culture for his company. Like, I want to come work with you. Like, that sounds amazing. Like, because a lot of that's not. I'll give you a prime example. I was on a call with a client a couple of days ago, and she was telling me that she had a great opportunity kind of drop in her lap. But the person who presented the opportunity with her started out with 18 people. Now she only had 2. And they were just getting off the ground. It was like a $3 million deal. And it was crazy. Well, this woman just kicked everybody off the team. And I was like, she's the problem. Like, and I said to her, she will not have a successful company because she is a problem. But because she was already creating a culture that was not nurturing at all, definitely because she got upset because one of the owners, it was almost like a franchise but not a franchise. One of these guys asked her a question about a process, and she thought they was being combative, so she let him go. She kicked them off. And I'm like, yeah, she would never be successful being that type of person. Like, never. That was crazy. But it sounds like you're creating a really great culture for your company, which I think is cool. Now, do you have like core values that you guys like have posted on the wall somewhere that everybody kind of buy into?
So we have core values as a team, and we've been defining those, and it's something that I've kind of dropped the ball on, getting our employee handbook all compiled and completed with all of that information in it. So I'm kind of knee deep in that process now and getting all that stuff together. But kind of the overarching, and we have it printed on our can and everything, and it kind of speaks to our name, kind of where we've come from and where we're going towards. When we first opened Slow Pour, the name is kind of an allusion, because I worked in IT forever, right? So IT is where I made all the money, but I also know the negative impacts that technology's had on us as a society. Communication is being lost. It's a lost art form to be able to call somebody. If you call somebody on your phone, people are like, what are you doing? Why don't you just text people? That's crazy. Why do you always call people? And people say that to me all the time. And it's, we're getting numb to the fact that we're losing the ability to communicate with each other. And so Slow Pour is kind of it's our way to tell people, like, just take a moment, slow down, and enjoy a beer with family and with friends. That communication is the beer is like everyone. You could go into a bar, sit down next to somebody, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, different religious backgrounds, whatever, it doesn't matter. You sit down and you have a beer, and all of a sudden you're having a conversation with somebody that you have completely different backgrounds, and you maybe would have never met in any other situation other than that. And that beer was kind of like the impetus for something like that to occur. So, that's kind of our draw. And we went from saying nothing good happens in a hurry. Basically, it was just saying, slow down, and if you actually take a moment to enjoy what it is that's happening around you, pick up so many other things. And then now what we're saying, our motto is more, the moment matters. Be present in those moments and actually take time to enjoy every moment in life, because, like the craziness that we're dealing with right now, who would have thought that something would have had the ability to take away face-to-face contact with our family and friends and loved ones to where we were sheltered in our house for 2 months, like absolutely insane. So that's kind of our guiding principle of what we do. And our heart is for our community and for Lawrenceville, and trying to pour into the community as a whole. So, like when all of this happened, our brewer, Matt LaMattina, he and I talked, and we came up with a beer that we called Thank You Note.
I talked about that.
So all of the team wrote thank you on the label of that beer. We printed them all out, and then we were handing those out to frontline workers just free of charge, just because who needs a beer more than them in these days and times, who sign their name on the dotted line to go. And before we knew what this whole thing was, to go and help fight this virus. And so it was just kind of our gift to them. But we're always looking for those kinds of opportunities to love on our community and those that are around us. So
That is so nice. I talked about that when you guys put that out. I talked about that on one of the episodes. I was like, that is so freaking cool. You know, coronavirus has really it's done a lot of damage. I lost 3 people close to me because of coronavirus, and so I'm just kind of getting my head back right. You know, after all of that loss, and that was like from April the 4th, and then May, and then 2 in May, 1 in April and 2 in May. So I'm just kind of getting back, you know, cool with like moving forward. But I know that a lot of people are just itching to get outside. They want to go and hang out. I know you mentioned that you guys have the food trucks and all that kind of stuff. It sounds amazing. I know that you play games, which I love games. I'm a gamer. Like I love not a video game. I'm the old fashioned gamer. Like I like to play spades and heads up and Uno. That's the kind of games I like. So tell me what that experience is like. How do you determine what food trucks come in? Do you have a different food truck every week, or you know stuff? Your operating hours. Is it one, you know, certain days you do certain things? How did the whole thing play out?
Yeah, so we've learned a lot, you know, because none of us came from this industry, so we've learned a lot and just kind of trying to understand and let the business dictate what needs to be done. So with our food trucks, we built some relationships with some really great food trucks over the years, and just seeing which ones were good, and we had some negative experiences with some food trucks as well. So it's been there's a lot of the food trucks that kind of have a similar vision that we do. Like, you know, Meatballers is a great food truck that comes out to us, the Fresh Truck, and then another one that we love is Pay It Forkward and Chef Jess. She has a really great concept where she picks a nonprofit every month, and a portion of what she makes on that food truck goes to that nonprofit. And so she's really pouring into the community with what she does. And so that's kind of how we've done with the same thing with the musicians as well, just over the years, and just figuring those relationships out. It's all relationship based with any business. And then the games, if you look around our tasting room, you'll see that, like, again, going towards that kind of pushing back against technology. Not that there's not a lot of positive benefits, and we use a fair amount of technology in what we do as well, but when you look around the tasting room, you won't see a bunch of TVs. We have one screen, and a projector screen that will roll down for like Georgia games, or being that I'm a UGA grad, or Braves games or Falcons, but it's all centered around community. We're all going to watch it together on one screen. It's not going to be 15 different screens with everyone separated and everything else. If it's something that we can get behind as a community, then we'll do that. And then everything else is, as you mentioned, everything else is like these very analog type of game. You know, it's cards, it's chess, it's checkers, it's cornhole. It's all focused on the relationship with playing against a partner, and you know, just like a beer. You know, so that's kind of the idea. We have darts as well in the back. So
I can't wait.
That's kind of the idea.
So you're not open yet for people to come back in, right?
We are.
Oh, you are.
We opened fully back open last weekend, and kind of how we're doing it. Just so I put a video on Instagram, and you can find it if you go to our Instagram page. You can find the video that we put out there. But so that people feel comfortable, what we're doing is we have a large patio outdoor space. So every table is 8 to 10 feet apart outside, and every table has a number on that table. So what you can do is, if you go to slowpourbrewing.com, there is a link there where you can purchase beer, and there's an option to take home, or there's an option to quote unquote dine in. And if you select dine in and you put a beer, you say, I want Nostalgia, which is our house IPA. And you go ahead and pay for that online. You type in your table number, and we'll deliver it to your table. So it's completely touchless. over exchanging of money, any of that kind of stuff. Our staff wears masks, so you can feel completely comfortable that you can come to Slow Pour, find a spot where you can be socially distant from other groups, and get your beer and be set up. So that's how we're doing that. And we also have musicians coming back in, and they're playing on a separate deck where they are protected and separated, isolated from the rest of the brewery. So, and then that's played over the house PA system. So.
I gotta wait. I'm gonna definitely become. I gotta wait till we can play games again because I'm a gamer, so I like to play games. Here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about me. I've had beer once in my life, right? And I had it when I was younger. I was a teenager, and so let me tell you what beer I drank. And I was like, I'm never drinking beer again. I drank. So I remember I grew up in Jersey. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, to be exact. So in Newark, New Jersey, when I was growing up, the beer to drink was Old English 800. And that's what I tasted. And I was like, I'm never drinking beer again. And I've never drank beer again. But my daughter had a beer and she said, you have got to taste this beer. I forgot what it was. She was somewhere. She's always somewhere tasting something and trying something. And I was like, but doesn't it taste like beer? She's like, no, it's delicious. And I said, okay, I'm going to try craft beer because it was a craft beer place. I forgot where she was, but she's like, you got to try it. I'm telling you, it's not like when you had beer 30 years ago. It was hilarious. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try craft beer. So when I do come in, I'm coming in to play game. You know what's crazy? Because I'm in Lawrenceville, and I'm always looking like I hate going to Atlanta because I can't stand the traffic. And so when they had Raleigh's on the square, I'm like, that is great. We got a place to go hang out. So I would go and get a glass of wine or something to kind of hang out. But then they closed. I'm like, okay, now where am I gonna go now? Now you're telling me that you play games. Oh my God, that's even better for me because now I can come and play some games and taste the beer.
Yeah. So this is what I've always said. I'll talk to a lot of people and they'll tell me, oh, I don't like beer, and I don't accept that as an answer. So because there is a beer out there for you. We may not make that beer though. Maybe somebody else, and that's fine. But there are bitter beers, there's sweet beers, there's fruity beers, there's sour beers, there's dark beers, there's light beers. We can find a beer I'm sure that you would like if you go through some of the flavors and the notes on things that you enjoy. We can find a beer that'll fit you. It's just you just gotta find the one that you like, and that's what I love about beer so much. I'm kind of I guess it's a romantic viewpoint on beer, but you can have a beer here in Georgia with the same 4 ingredients that's used in a beer that's brewed in California, and they'll taste they will taste completely different.
Wow.
Based on the water chemistry that's used in the process, and how hot did they have their kettles when they were mashing in, and different pieces and parts to it that you feel like. For me, whenever I go to a city, I like to find a local brewery because I feel like I'm tasting a little bit of the culture of that area when I'm drinking a beer from that place.
You know, I've heard that about bagels too. Like they say New York has the best bagels, and they actually did a taste test because of the water. And when I first saw it, I was like, that's ridiculous. But they went across the river to Jersey, and they made bagels from Jersey water and bagels from New York water. And I saw this I don't know if you ever saw this, and we're about to run out of time, but I got to tell this story. There's a show that I watch all business shows. This show is called Staten Island Hustle, and it's these 4 or 5 Italian guys. They are hilarious, but they're all about doing things legally, and they're always looking for an adventure. So they they were sitting around. They go to one guy, he owns a restaurant. They go to his restaurant, and they brainstorm like on a monthly basis. They sit around, they eat great Italian food, and they brainstorm, and they always come up with these ideas to try this business. Well, they were talking about bagels, and it's like, well, it's the water that make the bagel good. So they went to a scientist. And the scientists did a study on New Jersey water, and New York water. And sure enough, there's a difference in the water. And then they created a machine that would make you, that would do something to the water and make it just like New York water. And then they went to California and sold the machine for like $30,000 each, so you can have New York pizza in California. It was crazy. It was a good episode. So that it's interesting you say that, the water. Okay, so listen, we are out of time, but this has been an amazing. I can't wait to meet you guys. Like, I really, really can't. And I'm probably gonna be one of your regulars because I love games. Let me tell you what I love: football, bowling, and games. So we've been sheltered in. I've been trying to get them to play Uno with me like almost every night, and they was like, no. So last night was Taco Tuesday night in my house, and they was like, we're gonna play Uno. I was like, I don't want to play because nobody want to play with me when I want to play. So I was like, I don't want to play. So I didn't play last night, but I'm probably going to be a regular. I can't wait to meet you guys, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to me. Tell people how to reach out to you.
Sure, yeah. You can find us at slowpourbrewing.com. You can find same on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. If you want to reach out to me directly, it's John at slowpourbrewing.com. That's JOHN at slowpourbrewing.com. Thank you for inviting us on. We really appreciate you and what you do, and giving us the opportunity to speak with you is awesome. So we really appreciate it.
Listen, we're going to do this again. We're going to do it again once I get the video set up. Like, we're going to be streaming on, we're going to be streaming on Roku, Fire TV, Android TV, and Apple TV. So once I get all that stuff set up, I want to, I would love to be able to do this live with video. So let's think about that moving forward. All right, cool. Now, I normally close my show out with a quote of the day. You said a quote that I really want to use them, and I'm going to say it again because I was like, that's a good quote. I like to give people inspiration and move them to the next part of the day. So here it is, guys. John said it first, but I'm going to repeat it because it was really a good quote. And I was like, you know what? That's a good quote. We're going to say that. He says, nothing good happens in a hurry. I thought that was so powerful. So that's your inspiration of the day, people. Nothing good happens in a hurry. You heard him say they started this process in 2015. However, he started way before that. He was brewing in his front yard for 6 years. If you want something good to happen, it's going to take a minute. It's not going to happen in a hurry. And if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, forget about overnight success. It really doesn't happen. You got to put in the hard work. You got to put in the grind, baby. You got to put in everything you need to make it work. And you got to do it when you don't want to do it. I'm just going to tell you, because sometimes you may not want to do it. Listen, John, thank you so much for being my guest today. I look forward to meeting you and everybody over at Slow Pour and tasting my first beer after 30 years. So that should be an adventure for me. And listen, stay safe and keep doing what you do. And I'm glad you're in Lawrenceville because I am too. And I look forward to talking to you again, and hopefully with some of the teammates this time on the next time we do this interview. You're welcome. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. You know, today is Thursday. I won't until Monday. It is a holiday. However, I will be here. And in the meantime, listen, you stay safe out there. Keep your mask on, keep your gloves on. Have fun, but stay safe. If you missed any episode of the show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com and listen to past episodes. Be sure to share the show with your friends. Go to iTunes. Give us 5 stars, baby. Give us 5 stars. Also, download the app from the App Store. Apple App Store, Google App Store. We're there. Also, if you want to listen to me on Alexa, you want to go back and listen to this interview on Alexa, go back later on today and say, Alexa, open Good Morning Gwinnett, and it'll play this last episode for you. I have had a great time. I'll be back again on Monday. You be safe out there. Until next time, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you missed an episode, go to www.goodmorninggwinnett.com to catch up. If you liked this episode, subscribe to the show now and share it with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit www.noisemedia.us.